What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Dream Cancel podcast, and this is episode 30 of Dream Cancel Live. My name is Desmond De La Ghetto, administrator of Dream Cancel, and on this afternoon show, we're going to be sitting down with East Coast KOF player by the name of A3 Religion, and I'm introducing A3 Religion right now. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey man, how you doing?
Doing great, man. Good to have you on the show.
I'm really happy to be on the show. I've never done anything like this, so be easy on me.
Oh no, it's cool, man. It's just real chill, real laid back conversation, man. But yeah, we're gonna get to the interview and get to know you in a few minutes. So at the current moment, what I'm gonna do is just go through some promo and links and some quick shout outs. Well, first and foremost, for everybody that's watching right now, please like reshare this link, like retweet it, um, and let everybody know that we're live right now, episode 30 of Dream Council Live, interviewing A3 Religion. So first and foremost, T-shirts, Dream Council T-shirts. This one is for sale for $12. The button layout, real cool, and you can also buy different colors of this shirt. It's not just black, but there's many different colors, many different sizes. Again, $12. And this is the non-slanted logo. You can cop this for $11.50. And there's many other shirts. Just go to dreamcancel.spreadshirt.com. Shout out to Team Chaos, West Coast KOF. Shout out to SLR Rosarito in Mexico. Shout out to Chris Santoso. They streamed last night, and I'm gonna try to see what times they stream. Um, every week or so, because maybe times change or so. But we'll see what's up. Same with Kings of Colorado. I'm gonna see what time they stream weekly nowadays. Big ups to Zero Black from Chile. I haven't seen him stream in a while, but he might pop on every once in a while. We'll see what's up. And the 20th anniversary of King of Fighters. Play KOF. And chat with us on the chat wing chat box on the front page of Dream Cancel. You can also download it right on your smartphone if you want to chat with us while you're away, or if you want to chat with us right now while we are podcasting. And we'll be also using the chat box for upcoming events. If the upcoming Steam releases for the re-releases of the KOF games are good. We'll see what's up. Also, view the forums from Tappa Talk. Download it on your smartphone where you can view the forums while you're away. Very, very useful. I use it all the time. Also, another thing you could download on your phone is the KF13 Frame Data app, where you can check frame data numbers for characters you play with or characters you don't play with, where you can try to make sure your punishes and stuff are straight. Big ups to Soundbar for creating the app. Really, really cool. Also, KOF13 hitbox.blogspot.com. It's a site made by a Korean KOF player, blogger that uploaded images for characters, normals, hitboxes, and as you see right now, he also uploaded hitboxes for projectiles, which is pretty useful, pretty good. And we also use this, during the end of the show for our hitbox of the day. So go ahead and check it out. Again, it's KOF13 hitbox.blogspot.com. Big up to them. Also, coming out in November, we have the King of Fighters 98 Ultimate Edition, Final Edition. Excuse me, Ultimate Match Final Edition. Oh man, so many words. That's a lengthy title coming out on Steam. Can't wait. We'll see what's up with that netcode, as well as King of Fighters 2002 Unlimited Match. This will be released December on Steam. And right now, we're actually updating the wiki for a couple of characters. It was empty in the past. I was actually just working on Hinaku, and I have my guy Macro Beast filling out some stuff for Foxy and Zhang Fei. And oh, events, the Fall Classic, November 10th, and this is the first of, excuse me, October 10th, and that's a Friday through Sunday. Yo, A3, are you going to the Fall Classic?
No, I won't be able to. Life and all that good stuff.
Or I feel
Yeah,
you.
isn't yeah, business stuff.
I feel you.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And next is Naptown Clutch, and I'm trying to see. November 15th. Yeah, November 15th in Indianapolis, Indiana. KOF will be there as well as other fighting games. Go ahead and check it out if you're in that area. And in December, NEC 15. Check it out. It has a $2,100 pop bonus, free entry into KOF 13. I think the tournament's going to cap at 62 entrants. Are you planning on going to this one, A3?
Oh, definitely, without
Okay.
question. That's why I started playing really hard.
Oh, nice.
So,
All right, cool. Great, man. That sounds wonderful. And that's going to be up at yo, where is this going to be again? um,
probably Philly.
Philly. Yeah, that's right. Okay, Philadelphia. All right. Hey, I've been so like hyped for this, almost forgot where it's going to be, man. And it's going to be December 5th. That weekend. So it's gonna be in Philly. Big ups to Big E Gaming, and I've been reading stuff on Facebook, and I think hotel rooms are kind of getting uh, reserved and stuff like that. So hurry up and reserve if you plan on going in December. I know it's like 2 months away, but get your plane ticket, get your hotel ready, because man, this is about to be crazy. Can't wait. And yeah, so far I think that's about as far as events um, goes. As far as this kind of quarter of the year, 2014 almost coming to an end. Man, this year slid by pretty fast. But yo, yeah, A3 man, yeah. Again, good to have you on the show, dude. If you could, man, can you give us kind of a brief summary on how you kind of got started playing fighting games and how you got into KOF?
Well, fighting games overall. The first fighting game I played was Street Fighter 2, and my uncle used to play me, and he was a real jerk. So
Oh,
he he played Sagat, I played Ryu, and he would always beat me. And I was kind of a crybaby around that time. But I'm a person who, if you, I'm very competitive. So on the strength alone in that, I eventually learned how to do Hadouken, learned how to do Tatsu and DP and stuff like that. And eventually, I beat him. But then it felt so good to beat him. But it took a long time. It took like months before I ever ended up beating him. But he'd beat me and laugh at me and stuff like that. And that kind of those kind of power me. Like it really, those things push me. Um, then I would play casually with my friends in high school for a
hmm.
long time, for years. And we played CVS 2. We played Marvel's Capcom 2. And we were like, yo, we're so good. Like, and we don't see anybody like that's really good. Like, why don't we start our own tournament so that we can see other people that are good and then beat them and take their money? So that was kind of like the idea we had. So I started this thing called Captain Tournaments. It was hilarious. It was the first tournament was in New Jersey. I started throwing tournaments to get competition, but then I found that the competition was way past my understanding, and The first time out, I really got my ass whipped by everyone, and then because of that, it really pushed me. So then but one of the first things I played was Guilty Gear. I
Okay.
love Guilty. Guilty Gear was my. I played it first in not elementary school, junior high school
Which
was when it
version?
came. Guilty Gear One, the first
Oh,
one in PlayStation.
oh yeah, yeah. I
First,
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah, so I played that one, and I absolutely loved the artwork and everything like that. I was still a casual gamer. GGX, GGXX, I was still pretty casual. I didn't really start playing seriously and like going to tournaments and really playing hard until Reloaded.
Okay.
Um, and at that time, I really honestly didn't seriously take fighting games on until very seriously until about I would say about 2005,
Okay.
2000 yeah around 2005. So I say like I really kind of started around 2005.
What made you
Uh,
want to? What made you want to get serious and a bit more competitive? You think?
because I don't really like watching TV, and I don't, and I like competition. So and I love fighting games because it's what I love about fighting games is that there's nearly an answer for everything. There's very few times when there's not an answer for something. Um, but it's kind of like a puzzle you always have to solve, and I always like keeping my mind moving, keeping my mind on something new, something different. And fighting games always gives me that. So um, I was always really business minded. I always had like a business to do. But then my downtime, if you don't watch TV, you have about 3 or 4 hours of nothing to do.
Yeah.
So I would take up hobbies and stuff like that. Fighting games is my biggest one. So I take up fighting games. I started learning how to play guitar. One time I started learning, trying to speak Japanese by myself. Like,
Word.
so like, yeah. So yeah, like the only TV I'd watch is like anime, and that's not really, you know, it, you can binge watch a whole series in like 2 days, and then you're right back to square one. So yeah, just fighting games give me something to do. But um, I really started to get better around 2007, 2008. I trained with my boy. I played with this guy named Rudy. We're not as close anymore, but I used
Hmm.
to play with Rudy and this guy named Stefan, and we grew up together. We went to high school together, and they were really good training partners. So I got better and better and better. And then we went to tournaments, and then we get beat, and then we get better and better and better until people started to really have to recognize us. So, um, but then my son was born,
Okay.
2007. So just when I started to get a little steam, my son was born, so everything had to stop. I stopped playing fighting games for like a year.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, and then I was a loan officer, and I started doing real. I was started becoming a realtor. I was running around doing that, taking care of my now wife at the time. And when when my son was born, I would my wife, when he'd wake up at night, I'd rock him to sleep, and I'd play Guilty Gear. You know what I'm saying? When I put him to sleep, or yeah, stuff like that. So Um, what really pushed me was a lot of negative reinforcement. Negative reinforcement really pushes me. So like someone's talking shit or someone's getting at me, that makes me want to fight so much more than anything. So I got into this competition with some guy in the West Coast in Guilty Gear, and then basically not only the West Coast but East Coast wanted a piece of me, and everybody wanted a piece of me. So then I kind of went on a tear for a while, like a couple of years. Um, in Guilty Gear,
Hmm.
and then people ended up knowing me. But KOF is literally the only game I've ever played seriously outside of Guilty Gear. Um, I started playing KOF about 2 years ago, I think.
Okay.
So it was not NEC. It was about it wasn't when it's 2014 now, 13, 12. About I think 2011. I think. 2011.
Maybe 2012. You think? I mean,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
it's 2012. It may be 2012.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, like 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. Because I
Okay.
went. Yeah. So because my boy was playing it and he was like, "Yo, this game's so good, this and that, and da." Executioner. If you know this guy named Executioner, he's an amazing KOF player. Um,
Oh,
and,
XEQ with the X and the
Execute, yeah,
yeah, X and yeah. Okay.
Execute, Executioner and Zayden. Uh, we know him as Josh, but um, he used to play. So it was Josh, me, and Zach, and we used to play it nonstop. We stopped playing Guilty Gear as much. Honestly, we just played straight Guilty Gear. I mean, straight KOF,
Mhm.
and we were in love. Like we just played the game nonstop every single day. Um, every time we saw each other, we just played KOF, and we really fell in love with the game. Then while other boys started playing, Stefan Liston. I know you interviewed him recently.
Yeah, yeah.
Liston came around the end though. He
Okay.
started coming to play around the end. Um, but he Liston Chaz minus he started playing around the end too. But we played every single day and we loved it. And at the time, Josh he was on another level. Like Josh and Zach were like way better than me, and I don't like that. I don't like people, um, you know, trouncing me. I don't take that well. I do take it well. I won't say nothing. I won't catch an attitude, but the next time I play you, best know I'm not gonna be losing like that.
Oh yeah, I feel you.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm very much hard-headed in that regard. Um, and like after a while, I, at first I really kind of sucked because it's my first ground-based fighting game.
Yeah.
I never played a Street Fighter type of fighting game
Oh,
before.
that's kind
Games
of that's different, man, because a lot of people usually start with like Street Fighter.
Right. I played Street Fighter, but I wasn't serious with Street Fighter. I played Guilty Gear, like seriously, and then the only other games I played were like, you know, people were flying around or air dasher games.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I played Arcana Heart for 3 for a while. That lasted for like 2 weeks, I think, at most. And then I played Melty Blood for a little bit, but I didn't really. I was not a big fan of the game. It was just fun, but I didn't, it wasn't my cup of tea. I don't think it's a bad game. It just didn't work for me. I really didn't like Blaze Blue, so I really didn't have any other game to play. And then KOF came along, and I was like, this is pretty interesting. So it was overwhelming, all the system mechanics, like the hopping, then hyper hopping, then jumping, then super jumping, and then playing footsies on the ground, and then it was so much to take in. But I like that. I like a lot of stuff to take in. Um, but yeah, I started playing KOF and I fell in love with it. It's honestly outside Guilty Gear is my favorite game. It's
Word,
easily my favorite game, easily.
word.
Um,
If you don't mind me asking, what character did you play in Guilty Gear?
I played Johnny.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, not to toot my own horn, but I'm gonna toot it anyway. The best Johnny player in America. So
Ah, okay, okay.
still
Do you
holding on
have?
to that.
Okay, I play with Anji, man.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
well, Josh is definitely one of the best Angies in the world. So I play him all the time. He makes me
Josh,
mad.
who's that?
Josh, Zayden,
Zidane?
Zidane.
Yeah, actually, I was just watching the Guts 3 replays, man. His Anji is crazy, man. I've
Yeah,
been I've been so used to
sorry.
watching like Japanese Anji matches and stuff like that, and he was doing stuff I never seen before, like different links and all this stuff, and these crazy like loops and air dash combo. I was like, whoa, I've been sleeping on this cat.
Yeah. Well, honestly, the Japanese think he's better than the Japanese with Angie. So, like, honestly, Ru came for Guts and Rue thought he's better than any other Anji in the world. Period.
Right.
So like just it. So that says a lot. And Bridget, and he's like a god in Japan. So for him to say that about Josh is a big deal. And Josh is like a brother to me. Josh and I have been playing video games forever, like literally forever. I've been playing video games with him for since probably 2005. So it's almost been like 10 years. So like him and I and Chaz and now definitely listening and Stefan and we play KOF hard. I love absolutely love the game. I
Right.
love how it disturbs me a little bit how balanced the game turned out to be. Like slightly disturbing how
In which
only
way? In which way?
yeah, huh? In that how balanced it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Why
the
does it
low
like?
tiers the low tiers are so competent. Like all right, I find that the top tiers are just the low tiers. Well, what the low tiers can do, the top tiers are what are just do what the low tiers do, just
Mhm.
better. So it's not necessarily that they're terrible, they just can't do as well as the top tier. And that doesn't mean that they're bad, you know? So like I give you an example would be Robert, right?
Yeah,
Robert has fireball, command grab, uh, a DP, and a dive kick, right?
yeah,
And that's all the same tools that karate has. It's just karate does them better.
yeah.
You
And I
know,
think
that's
karate has like better damage in my opinion too. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I honestly I don't know how well. I've never seen really looked at optimized Robert damage, but from what I've seen, yeah, it's not close because karate can do a drive combo with one bar, one drive, and take like 580. So like that's like a miniature HD combo for one drive, and he's still making back meter while he's doing it.
Right.
So it's retarded. Like yeah, like I do drive combos more so with karate now than anything because it's like if I hit you twice, you die. You
Right.
know,
Oh,
it's
so you don't mess with that many HD combos with karate, or you just
no. I use HD combos with karate, but I know if I know it's gonna kill or if I know it's gonna make a psychological difference in the fight. So like, unless it's killing you or like let's say you had the lead and then now you have a substantial loss now because I hit you once, then now it's like okay, like you thought this was gonna be free, but now you know what I'm saying. Now it's not. So
I feel you. Okay.
I can now I can play it lame, you know. So usually it's either if it's not psychological or it's killing, then I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he's but for karate, I usually lean towards drive combos. So even overall, I think the drive combos I usually stay more towards than anything because they lead to amazing damage. You get back meter and you can you can set play afterwards, depending on how you ended it. You know,
Yeah.
with HD combos is more very final,
Yeah.
very you know what I'm saying? Like you get the knockdown, you usually don't get a setup afterwards. Um, Kyo does, Chin does, Karate can, but you have to be you can't safe jump or anything. You
That's
safe jump with other. So that's like something that is very important to me.
right. Okay. Speaking about you was talking about Robert a little bit ago, man. Who are your favorite like Robert players, or do you have any good Robert players in the around your area?
No, well, I know. Well, I just played. Funny enough, you brought that up because I played like the only Robert player in my area, and I think Leon. He opened the SB Arcade in the Bronx.
Okay.
Uh, if you guys don't know about it, you guys should check it out. It's on Hunts Point, and they're starting to bring the KOF community more over there now,
Yeah.
only because Malik left, and after he left, the KF community kind of died down in New York, and it's because we didn't have a place to all go to
Yeah.
consistently. and he provided that, and he always brought like the energy, and he was really good for that. He was really good for bringing that energy to the community. So
Yeah.
shout out to Malik seriously because he really like it, honestly. If he wasn't around, I don't think we would have turned out as well as we did.
Right.
Honestly, because we kept playing and playing and playing and learning new tech and really pushing each other. And one guy would come in and destroy everybody the next week. The next week, some guy would come in, destroy everybody this week. So is because he put it helped push that. So that really helped, especially for New York.
Right. Okay. All right. Cool,
So
man. Um, that's kind of crazy how like one person can like spark something as far as like inside of a fighting game community, and if they leave or if they quit coming by, things kind of can die down. You know.
right, it was. I thought it was a situation where I'm not. We use all right every weekend nearly. I probably once a week. I probably go and play fighting games.
Yeah.
With and usually we play Guilty Gear. We play other air dashing games. We started playing Street Fighter, and I started playing Unio. We played Persona for a while, um, but we have so many games to play now. It's like really kind of hard to play that balancing act.
Yeah.
So we gotta put on Street Fighter for a little bit. Okay, we only chilling for like 4 hours, so we gotta do like a first to ten in Guilty Gear. Then we gotta play like an hour of Unio, and then we're like, okay, we gotta turn off Unio. Then we turn on Street Fighter. Then after Street Fighter, then we gotta play KOF. By the time we play KOF, we're so burnt out. We gotta get food or something like that, and everyone gets the itis. And so it was easier to go by his house because we knew we was gonna play KOF.
Yeah.
So that really helped. He's very competitive, so he always brought that with him. So that always usually helped us move along also because he's angry and we're like, you know what? We need to push ourselves too. We're like, I ain't getting he'll get angry, he'll probably beat us one round and we're like, nah, listen, I'm not handling this, and I'm gonna set it on him. So
Yeah.
we he kind of pushed that and that was good for him. He really helped us in that regard. I give a lot of credit to him on that, honestly.
All right. Back to kind of KOF gameplay, man. How long did it take you to get used to the system of the game? Regarding the hops and the guard cancel CDs and guard cancel rolls and stuff like that. How long did it take you to really kind of get it down into like second nature?
Honestly, oh well, to put it blatantly, like I never played any KOS. I played 94 in a pizza shop once, and then I played like 2000 once, and I played 2002
Yeah.
once. Like I only played all these games like once. I played Maximum Impact once.
Was
I
this before
played
13?
KOF. Yeah, before 13. I
Okay.
played
Okay.
KOF 12 once. Yes, and I never liked KOF before then. Like I really didn't. Not that say like it may have not been a good game. I just didn't understand it.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, no one else played it, so there was like no reason for me to learn the game. I played. Yeah, and then when KOF 13 came along, well, actually, funny enough, and I know it sounds bad, but I played KOF 12, and I actually kind of liked it. Not that
It's
it
cool.
was. Yeah, yeah, like it's like I actually kind of liked it. I actually liked the ground game. Like I really enjoyed the ground game.
Mm.
So I think I didn't know the difference to how bad it was, but I just knew that I liked the ground game. So I just kept doing that. And then when 13 came out and everyone was playing 13, we watched. Oh, you know what made me want to really play it? KOF was in SBO, and that was the year Gian went,
Okay.
and that was hype as fuck. Like it was so hype. Like I loved it. Like we were trying to put up bets on who would get drop kicked first, or what time people would get drop kicked, and it was hilarious. Like we just, it would be like, oh, don't get drop kicked. Oh no, and then they lose their whole life, and then we'd be like, it would be the most funniest thing on the planet. Uh,
Are you talking about
so
Raiden Dropkick?
yeah, when Raiden was first, when he was top tier in the arcade version,
Oh, okay, all right, got you. Okay, okay, yeah, all right. You
yeah,
talking
he
about
would
that
drop kick
1.1
people.
version?
Right, right, right. And it was hilarious. So we loved that. And then we was like, yo, when the game comes out, we gonna play it. And he was like, yeah, yeah, whatever. But, you just say that with your boys because it's whatever. But when I came out, they actually did play it, and we loved it. So when I got a real hand of the system, I would say I've been playing for 2 years, a little bit more than 2 years. I just started really understanding it about the end of last year. The end of last year, I really started to get the idea of how it works. And what I started to do was, and I think everyone should do this, like when it comes to fighting games, but um, fighting games are basically rock paper scissors at 60 frames per second, right?
Hmm.
So when you are in a situation where you're using, let's say, rock, then you got to find out what paper is, you know?
Yeah.
So find out what paper is, then write it down. And you maybe not just paper, it could be two or three answers, right?
Yeah.
But then find the easiest one and then find the hardest one, right? So
Yeah.
each situation is find the easiest one, find the hardest one. So every answer I found the easiest one, found the hardest one. And I just kept writing them down as the options for each situation. So I know when someone's hopping at me and I would just DP, but that's the hardest one. So then but let's say they're hopping at me and they're really good at it, and they're really great at spacing, then I wouldn't do DP because then I could be baited out. I would do um, a move that beats hops. So in the
Yeah,
case of
like
Keo,
a jab or something. Yeah.
yeah, right, like a jab, but like in the case of Keo, I would probably do stand D because it beats most of those options, and it's off the ground.
Yeah.
So I would use stand D. So it would be DP or stand D, right, for hops, and then there's jumps, and then I would do DP, EX DP. Um, we call and the DP, the backwards DP, two kicks. In New York we call it the gun.
Nah.
So we call it EX gun. So we have the gun on deck if ready, and then we got all that other stuff. So now that's how I kind of break it down. So it's easier for me to process when I'm fighting instead of working through all the options. Um, because then if you don't have the option already available to you, then that's how you lose easy. Because
Yeah.
then you're like, oh, what else am I supposed to do in that situation? Oh, what else am I supposed to do in that situation? Instead, just keep it, right at the tip of your tongue. So
Right.
that's
Okay.
one of it.
Or that's a pretty good tip, man. To understand what the options are, and understand how to defeat those options or how to like negate those options, and then have them just ready when you play. That way, you're not just like thinking about them all the time.
Right, right, right. You're like, yeah. So that really helped me. Um, that helped me a lot of understanding the game. Also, one of the big things that helped me understand the game in its entirety really was Josh. Zidane.
Yeah.
He For a while he was kind of pissed about how I was playing. He really hated how I was playing. So he kind of we Zach and him kind of had like a sit down with me, and they wanted me to get. And a lot of people get upset about it. I didn't get upset about it, but a lot of people get upset about the idea of your friends coming to help you and stuff like that. They just want to help you because they want you to be better, you know?
Yeah.
So there's no malice in it. I knew he wasn't like they weren't mad at me. They just wanted me to be better. So that's what I did. So I listened out to them. Some things I was a little stubborn about, but I wanted to try out all options. Um, and as they told me things, I worked on the things, and as we worked it out, I got better and better. And a lot of advice that Josh told me then, I still use now, and it really, really helps. The only reason I even did remotely that well in tournaments is because of what Josh taught me and what um, Zach taught me about my play style. So they didn't teach me. They weren't like trying to change me completely. They just wanted me to be a better me instead
Yeah.
as opposed to changing my style completely. So it really helped, and it made me refine my play style, and it really helped to make me better. So
Right.
I gotta give a lot of thanks to them for that.
All right. Are there any things in the game that you kind of still have trouble with as far as you know, the system or even like certain characters you have trouble with?
Um, the only character that really gives me problems still, like I pretty much have a good grip of we used to write down matchup notes on we roll up matchup notes. Liston and I and we talk about notes all the time. And Chaz and anytime we go to sessions we be like this works, this doesn't work. And especially what we do is if you ask questions to each other, we would answer it. And if let's say something that we're doing is scrubby, we'll just tell you like, yo, you don't have to respect that. You know, this is why you don't have to respect that.
Yeah.
So that it would make each other better because then they know how to get around my stuff. I know how to get around their stuff, and then it makes it easier when I fight somebody and they do the same thing. So one of the things I still kind of struggle with, one character I definitely struggle with is Iori. EX Iori.
Yeah.
Hate, I hate. Well, like when it's a good player using him, drives me nuts. I can't do anything about his hop jumps. Like his jumps are so deceptive. They drive me nuts. And he hits like a truck. So I make one mistake and I'm dying, nearly die.
Yeah.
His he doesn't have ridiculous damage output, but his damage output is consistently pretty good.
Right.
That, so he's pretty good. Also I hate Leona.
Oh,
I
yeah,
hate,
Leona's kind of I have a little trouble with her too, mainly because I don't fight them mainly. Well, I do have a local Leona myself, but yeah, she could be a little tough sometimes.
no, she's definitely a nuisance. Like I I fight my boy. He's very close to me. A guy named David. He actually did really well at the high stakes Guilty Gear not Guilty Gear KOF tournament we had in New York.
The Battle
And,
Royale?
yeah, the battle royale. He
Okay.
did really well. He got fifth. He got fifth with me. And the funny thing was we were both training together for that tournament, so it's kind of funny we got the same place. But yeah, his Leona is amazing. And she plagues on one of my weaknesses, and I kind of dates back from the beginning. But regardless, I used to play fighting games because I love hard reads. I think hard reads are the coolest thing ever. So like I do a lot of hard reads, and he'll kind of like peck at me until I make a hard read, and then he'll kill me for it. You know?
Mhm.
So I've always been making sure to keep mindful of that when I play. But he makes me more mindful of it when I play Leona. Her 2B is way too short. Her 2D is like in the ground. I literally dive kicked into um, him while he's doing. He did 2D. I did dive kick. I was like into him, and then he did the 2D, and then he sweeped me while I was doing the dive kick with karate.
Oh, wow, so he basically low profiled you.
Yeah, but I've never seen anything go lower than that dive kick. So it blew my mind. Like I was so I was so I was so mentally scarred after that. I couldn't even operate for the rest of the match. So it blew my mind. And then the 2B is like literally the ground. Kula's characters who could just 2B nonsensically upset me because then like there's options for it, but then sometimes like the options don't always agree with the situation. So sometimes like I'll try to dive kick and then they'll still kick me or they'll just still whiff. Or, I don't know how they operated these hurt boxes, but sometimes it pisses me off. I'm getting back into the game again. Like I really kind of took a little hiatus, but Guilty with KOF, I'll keep going Guilty Gear. KOF is a really high maintenance game. You can't just stop playing it even for like I stopped playing it for like about 2 3 months, and it's taking a toll on me. So now I
No.
started playing. I'm winning most of my matches, but I'm not winning them. I'm not happy with my performance. So I'm brushing that up. So I'm just trying to get back into shape mentally before NEC. I want to get past my original best before NEC. But I hear a lot of California's coming, so
Mm.
I'm not letting people come into New York like into East Coast for free and just bop us. So
Right. Okay. Um. Yo, what characters do you play with?
I play 95 Kyo, Chin, and Mr. Karate.
Chin? Chin. Okay. All right. Cool. Did you start with those characters when you first played, or did you kind of like
I
mess around with the different ones?
I started with Chin. Uh, I started with Chin, Kyo, and Takuma, and
Which Kyo? Normal Kyo or EX?
regular Kyo, regular Kyo.
Okay.
I started with Kyo, Chin, and Takuma, and then Takuma didn't have a DP, so I couldn't get people off of me, and it was driving me nuts. And then I saw the trailer for Karate. This is before Karate even came out.
Yeah.
And then when Karate came out, when I saw the trailer for Karate, I was like, "That's my character. I'm not even gonna question it." So as soon as Karate came out, I just played straight Karate and Chin. But then I took out 95 Kilo for K Dash,
Okay.
and then I played K Dash for a while in that team, and then K Dash wasn't giving me the damage output I was happy with.
Yeah.
So then I played EX Iori, and I saw Sky play Justin from Singapore, and
Man,
he
I
was
forgot all about that dude.
yeah. He was actually the last time I saw him was at the MLG tournament. The MLG.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Did he play on pad?
yeah, he played on pad.
Yeah. I remember. And then like, wasn't he one of the first people that did the free cancels?
Yeah, he was the worst. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
First people to
Damn.
do.
Word.
So I was
Okay.
like, I want a piece of that. I was like, I want to see that. I want to do that. So I told him I was like, yo, I really want to do that. Like I was like looking at the, it's like I really want to do all that. That's cool. So then I played him for a while, and I couldn't get the feel for him. Like no matter how much I played with him, I just couldn't get it down. But I think it's more so I didn't understand the system as
Oh.
well. So throughout the whole time when I kept switching characters from Kyo, they kept making fun of me. Like, oh, you gotta play Kyo. You just gotta play Kyo. Kyo is your character. And I was like, no. I'm gonna try to figure out something else. I'm gonna go try, And they were like, you just need to go back to Kyo. Hilariously enough, I played Pachu in a set, and he played Kyo 95, and he was trouncing me. Like he was beating the crap out of me, and and the Keo was putting in so much work, I just didn't understand. So it was mind blowing. So I was like, is this character this stupid? So then I was like, eventually I was like, yo, I forgot he had a command grab. So I was like, you know what? Went back to Keo, and I haven't looked back since. Oh well, actually I did a little bit. Um, I tried to play EX Keo.
Yeah, I was about to ask you.
I tried to play EX Keo because Keo versus Squaw matchup was driving me nuts, and I played like the two best Squaws probably in like the country
Yeah.
between Liston and Josh, and they were driving me nuts. And like I would start the match with them, and I would have to have meter to get them off of me because they would just maul me and I couldn't do anything about it. So then I they were like, you just gotta figure out the matchup. Eventually they were like, yo, drop EX Kyo, stop fucking with him, and just go back to Kyo and figure it out. And thank you to my friends. They're the reason why I figured it out. So I really sat down in training, and Malik and Malik was helpful in that also, and he helped me figure out the matchup.
Hmm.
So now I don't have problems with almost any Hua player now because of them.
Word. Well, for someone that is having trouble with Hua, what tips do you have for him?
With Kyo, okay, is simple rock paper scissors is 5D gets beat out by 2Bs, most of them, because it gets stuffed. Uh, if your 2D is not great, you shouldn't challenge it against his CD.
Okay.
The CD you have to have a pretty decent you have to have like if you have karate, I wouldn't suggest you 2D, but with Kyo you can. With Kyo you can 2D him. So in that matchup, I usually stick to 2Bs and 2Ds to beat out his moves respectively.
Yes.
His 5D will probably beat your 2D most times because they're both the same amount of frames. I think. No, I think 2D his 2D Kyo's 2D is slower than his 5D, so his 5D usually stuffs it, but you can still throw it out or whatever. But once you press out the 2D, then you can rush him down. Um, Jumping near the top of his head is usually the best angle to come at
Oh, that's
because
right, because he don't have nothing to reach over, right?
right he has no answers for that, so he kind of has to deal with that situation. He has to block in that usually in that situation.
Hmm.
Yeah, his DP is like 8 frames on startup, so it's like 8 to 7 frames, I believe.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's about it. Like he's a great character. Just you just have to footsie well with him. If you don't footsie well with him, he's gonna kill you. He doesn't have much mix up, so you don't have to worry about any overheads coming randomly because his hop is really high. His hop comes like it's slow, so it's just like you can DP him out of it for free. His Dragon Tail, you should never stay there for it. You could roll out. You could never just stand there for D Dragon Tail. His B Dragon Tail is negative,
Hmm.
and he's a footsie character. So if you actually don't press any buttons, he really can't do much to you. To be completely honest, like he can go for backbreaker, but he has to be at a range where it's more optimal for you to hit him than it is for him to optimally hit you. So he has to be in your place for him. He has to get out of his comfort zone to get into the place where he can do that mix up.
Right.
And yeah, so that's usually where I play well with him.
Right. Okay. All right. Cool, man. Um. Oh, yo, have you ever tried playing online in KF13?
KOS?
Yeah.
No, I really haven't. I played about probably a couple of matches on the Steam. It was all right. It was pretty all right. I didn't have any complaints. I don't have internet. I do have internet at home. I have an air card, but I don't have like internet. So I usually don't play online or in any game. I'm just pretty much an offline warrior.
Word. That's cool. That's real dope.
Yeah, I usually
Okay.
know.
Okay. Well, how often do you practice a day or a week?
Usually what I do, well, I don't really practice much anymore. I usually practice in game or watch match videos. I don't. I probably in game meeting with other people. I usually play matches with other people. That's how I usually play. I usually don't practice anything at home unless I see something new tech like Karate OS, the Sweep OS. Like I'll practice that. Chin's OS. I practiced that recently. If I get it, once I get it down, I'm not gonna even touch the training mode anymore because I don't. I never drop combos in training mode ever. But I practice the combos in real matches because then that's when the pressure's on to get the
Yeah,
combos. And that's how I get my. That's how I come. I think my execution is pretty good.
right. Because that constant you get used to the pressure. And you get used to just
Right.
clutch. Yeah, I feel you because a lot of people they don't really have that. They've they complain. Well, even for myself, man, I'll be like, yeah, man, in training mode, I never drop this or whatever, or I have like a certain percentage. But then when you're even playing like hype casuals or playing in the tournament or first to five, first to 10, something that has some sort of like incentive or whatever. Then the combos start dropping.
Right. So yeah, like I always like to try to do combos in high pressure situations, as much as possible, and so that I have a good idea to not drop them ever.
Yeah.
Other than that, I usually don't. I usually don't drop. I usually don't drop combos. Usually don't drop combos in training mode, but you just gotta practice dropping combos under pressure. Usually, like I dropped the HG combo recently with karate, and my friend was like, "This is the first time I ever seen you drop that." I was like, "I know, it blew my mind, but it's because I'm just really getting back into it." But I'm gonna be ready for NEC though. Definitely, I have a lot of business stuff to handle.
Yeah.
But by the beginning of November, I'm really gonna be all of it's gonna be done by then. So
Right.
November is gonna be a real strong move for me to start playing again.
Right. Yeah. How are you planning to prepare for NEC 15, man? Like just lots of just casuals, or do you plan on like maybe?
A lot of casuals, a lot of tournaments. Tournaments really push me to get better. So hopefully I can get into some tournaments soon. That Indianapolis tournament you was talking about, I may actually want to try to go to that because I'll have a lot of money by then to go over there.
Oh,
I just
okay.
want to go to some tournaments in the interim before NEC so I can prepare for NEC. I don't. I want to be 100% by the time I get to NEC. I don't want anyone trouncing me. You know. Well, I usually don't lose that bad, but I don't want to lose it all. So
Right. Okay. Um, do you play a lot of like money matches or even like kind of like first to fives, first to tens with people at all?
I don't usually. I in Guilty Gear I'm known for that.
Yeah.
In Guilty Gear I've money matched a lot of people. A lot of people in money match. I money matched. I've only lost about three in my life, and one was kind of like a big deal. Um, I lost. Yeah, I lost about three different people. I lost the first to five with Marco recently, and I think, and he played well, but it was a lot of errors on my part that I really don't understand why I made those errors because I never make those problems. I don't make never make those errors, but it's whatever. I'm gonna make sure and rectify that situation when the time comes. But I usually don't play too many. I only played a money match with DJ Hoshin.
Okay.
Um, it was like a first to five, and it was like $1 per match won. I won only by like $1, so it wasn't that big of a deal.
Hmm.
And that's about it. I haven't got a chance to play any really, really good players in any money matches.
Right.
Yeah, in KOF, honestly.
Right. How do you compare playing longer sets, in money matches to tournament matches, which are like, 2 out of 3, 3 out of 5?
I think
Double
money
elimination.
matches are. Say again?
Yeah, and I said like, like double elimination
Right,
bracket.
right. Um, I I find that it's a lot more stressful to play a money match because it's literally putting on the table, am I better than you? Period. And and it's a longer set, so it shows that your ability to adapt. It shows all the aspects of your play. Tournament, you can be random with 3 matches. Honestly, you can actually throw out all your treasure mix-ups one after another in a tournament match, and then still be still have some on deck. Like in a long set, you'll have to run out of tournament matches, treasure mix-ups. If you're playing someone really good, you'll run out of treasure mix-ups, and now it's down to you and that person, and just ridiculously Yomi levels. So that's definitely a big difference. I think money matches are way more hectic, way more hectic.
Okay. Okay. So you saying that do you feel a bit more like nervous playing money matches, a bit more anxiety, or do you even
Yeah,
like?
a lot more anxiety with money matches.
Okay. Okay. Man, that's interesting, man. Because some people they feel with like money matches or like longer sets, they kind of, there's not much of a not much urgency, whereas compared to like 2 out of 3, 3 out of 5,
Really?
you kind of have to like get in there quick. You know what I'm saying? You have to beat somebody pretty quickly, whereas with like a longer set, you can kind of, I don't want to say take your time, but you have a bit more of like you have more like chances to adapt to a person rather than just 2 out of 3, matches. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I understand that, but I feel like once you're putting money directly, when it's a direct, for me, when it's a direct situation of, am I better than you?
Yeah.
I always want to be better than you. With fighting, with tournaments, if you win a 2 out of 3 in a tournament, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're better than that person. You just probably lucked out, or, you know, uh, with tournament matches, I think as a general consensus,
Yeah.
you try to slow it down. Try to slow it down from the beginning. Like as soon as the fight starts, you should slow it down immediately, so that you can really see the person for who they are.
Yeah.
Um, because once you slow down the match from the beginning, then you can see how good their footsies are. And
Ah.
once you footsies are, if your neutral is better than theirs, or theirs is better than yours, then you know what to do after that. Um, but with a long set, it's like everything go bad, really bad, and just start snowballing. It's a lot of issues, a lot of problems. I think money matches are a lot more hectic, honestly.
Right. Okay. Okay. All right. That's a pretty cool perspective, man. Well, how do you like evaluate somebody else's gameplay? Like when you're playing with them, like what things do you notice about them that can work in your advantage when you're playing somebody?
All right. Well, one of the things is when they do everything the first time. Is okay. How do they approach the first time? Then, well, it's all right. First, I'm gonna try to slow down the match from the get.
Yeah.
So once I slow down the match, I want to see how your approach is now. Once you understand that I have a good grip of the ground game and the air game. So if you come from the ground, usually I would respect your play style a little bit more, because a lot people who are more weaker footsie wise will usually take to the air
Mm.
because they don't want to deal with all the intricacies of the ground game. So very rarely do people run the ground. Any good players, any good players usually stay on the ground to figure out, the footsies. Bad players, not bad players specifically, but most players that are not very good versed on the ground game will try to jump. So a lot of jumping, I know your ground game's probably pretty weak. Then if I'll watch what you do on Oki. The first 3 times you do Oki, I can tell if you're good at Oki or not. Because if you don't switch it up in the beginning, then uh, I know for a fact that you're just not gonna be competent. Like and If you can, if you safe jump, I'm gonna test if you can safe jump. If you can't safe jump well, then I know how well you can safe jump. I know what you're afraid of.
Mm.
And if you have execution, if your execution is really good in the beginning, but then your execution starts to falter as the match goes on, then I know you're getting nervous. Usually, people
Oh.
with good execution will start dropping combos at right around the when they start getting nervous.
Ooh, okay. That's a good one.
So, like Richard Wynn, like the Marvel player, he never drops combos. He always does these ridiculous, retarded combos, but never drops them. But then he'll play someone who's really, really good, and then he'll start dropping combos. That's when you know you got him. That's when you know the fear is instilled in him. So you basically, I think, with every fight you want to do is instill fear into them, and then make them make mistakes. So what I'll do is kind of the plan is to get you out of your psychological comfort zone and then see how well you play then. So that's usually my plan.
Hmm.
Um, because if you win the psychological, you won. Period. The psychological is way more important than everything else. To me, anyway.
Right.
You can be good with neutral and you can do all your combos. But if you make a person genuinely afraid, then how many times you play a person and you're not well, mentally, like you're like, oh my god, this person is destroying me right now. You never win those matches.
Oh yeah, of course.
You never win those matches. But if someone, yeah, like if you feel like, yeah, I could take him. No, screw this, I could take him. Then I know how mentally strong that person is. And there's a lot of people who will falter. More people than not will falter after a while. But then you just gotta, if you're on the other end of that, you just gotta figure out how to pick yourself up. If I lose a match, usually I take a diagnostic of what did I take the most damage from. Did I get the most damage from air to airs? All
Hmm.
right, so I know that next time I won't be jumping up with them. Did I take more damage on Oki? Then that means I got to block better. Did I take damage? Whatever I take the most damage doing, then it's how much was I on offense, how much was I on defense? Did I lose more air damage on offense or defense? And then, take a diagnostic of that. So, and then usually the answers will reveal itself.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good, man. All right. So how can a player improve their like reactions and like and their mind games? Their reading. You feel? Because sometimes some players feel like they can kind of like their mind games ain't strong enough or something like that, but they can kind of react well. So I mean, like how can someone like improve those skills when playing?
Well, with mind games and reaction, that's a that's a tricky world. But I'll give you an example. My situation is I usually do very well against people I can read. That's usually my thing. There's people I can't read usually give me a lot of problems. But I think that gives usually everyone else problems too. But uh, I've had problems fighting Pachu for a long time, and it's because I can't read him. I don't know what he's thinking.
Mm.
And the only way I eventually beat him is because I stopped thinking about what he's thinking about, and I thought about what does he think I'm thinking about.
Ah, okay.
So I didn't change. I didn't change. I changed the mindset of I'm not thinking about what he's thinking. I'm thinking about what he's thinking I'm thinking. So I'll be like, well, he thinks I'm probably going to DP right now, so I'm going to run up and throw him on my wake up. Or he thinks I'm thinking of doing this. So the person that's reading you, you can read them by how they're reading you. So that's how I kind of worked it, and I kept the match very reaction based. as opposed to trying to figure out where he's going next. I just kind of like reacted with where he's going next. And reaction doesn't necessarily have to be amazing. You just have to cut down what you do with your reaction. So instead of trying to DP every time someone jumps on you, just try to 2C them or stand D them or whatever button works.
Yeah.
So our worst, the heaviest option would be a DP, and the lightest, the easiest would be a stand D or something like that. I would usually just go with the stand D because I know reaction wise I could always take it.
Yeah.
So I was reacting better only because I was using things that were easy to react with, or I would use EX Roshinagi because it's only 2 frames. So even if he whiffs a jab, I'm gonna, I can whiff punish a jab with that move. So
Yeah.
the moment he leaves the ground, I can use that. So I know if I use these moves, then he can't jump. And then if he comes on the ground, then I know I know what moves I can footsie with depending on the character. I wouldn't 2B against King because King's stand blows that up free and everyone uses stand B.
Yeah.
Or, try to work it out from the matchup itself. So, yeah, like when it comes to mind games, I think you should try to keep it as simple as possible. With reaction, you should keep it as simple as possible so that you can react appropriately. I do this thing sometimes, and some of the people I play with, they do it now too. But let's say it comes down to the end of the match, I realized I wasn't a great closer. So what I would do is I would be great at starting the match and getting the momentum going, but when it came down to pixel and pixel, I would lose a lot. So I realized, what would I do in a situation where it's that? So I would hold down one, down back,
Yeah.
and if they came from the ground, I would either 2D or 2A them, 2A, 2B, or 2D them. But if they came from the air, I would just 2C. So it was easy to think about where they're coming from next and just react accordingly if I have, like, let's say a slight lead or it's pixel to pixel, because if we trade, then it's a draw game. Or if I have a little bit of life, yeah, I'll take the trade, but I'll win. So that was like a little trick I use sometimes.
All right.
There's
Okay.
really not much answers to that.
All right. Okay. How should someone like figure out a matchup? I mean, like as far a character matchup where in their local scene they don't really have someone that plays that character. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you said that you got used to playing Huajai because there's pretty good Huajai players, but um, like how should someone go about figuring out
Matchup.
the character matchup?
I think the most important thing is that they go to tournaments. If they don't go to tournaments, they're always going to lose out, especially majors. So if you don't know a matchup, uh, number one suggestion is go to a major. If you don't understand one, you should be going to majors and understanding them because for a long time I didn't understand how to fight Daimon, and then luckily enough, someone around our area started playing Daimon, so it really helped me, and then I got it. But it was only because I got lucky. But there's certain matchups I really got trounced because I didn't understand what was going on. So unless I went to certain majors, I wouldn't have known how to deal with these situations. So I could have went home, wrote some notes, and figured it out. But people should go out of their comfort zones, stay out, come out of their community, go out, go to majors, especially NEC. It's gonna be great for that. And yeah, so you can understand what you're missing out on. If you don't leave where you are, you're only gonna know where you are.
All right. Okay. Now, there's this kind of like conception about KOF 13 being hard. Do you feel like the game is like difficult? And if not, or if you think so, like why do people say that, or do you think there are certain aspects of the game that is difficult?
I think, to be completely honest, for me, I think the game is kind of hard, and I usually only play harder games. I don't want to discourage anyone from playing. I think that everyone should play the game. It's an amazing game.
Mm.
I I just feel like this is not the game. All right, you know who are not good. You know the people who are not good at the game. You know, like
Mm.
you could tell from immediately. And someone who's a veteran and been playing the game and is a real monster at it, is not going to be losing to Johnny Donuts. You know,
Right.
right? Johnny Donuts is not going to come 2 weeks. He learned an HD combo and then come in and destroy everything. It's not. It's not Marvel. It's not going to happen like that. So in games like that, you just gotta step it up. Like honestly, KOF 13, I don't think is any more any harder than uh any one of those games that used to come out before 2009. Honestly,
Right.
I don't think they're that much hard. It's much harder than that, honestly. But I think more of the newer guys are kind of like, I don't know, this is a little hard. I don't want to, try the HD. And then when I first started playing KOF, I really just started switching the stick. So I thought I had a good idea. I had a good gravity of how to play stick, but KOF whipped me into shape when it comes to inputs. So I do the cleanest DPs now and the cleanest, inputs only because KOF came around. So I had to learn that I was actually a stick fraud until I figured it out. But it's a really, I think it's, I think it's a rewarding game, and I think more people should play it. I don't think it's ridiculously hard, but it is kind of hard because if it wasn't, then people wouldn't be saying that.
Right.
You know, the normal consensus for Marvel is it's an easy game. It's just it's just a tier horror game, and that's what the case usually is. What people are what the general consensus is of the game is usually what the case is. Everyone considers KOF to be the grown man, hard game to play, and it kind of is. And but I don't think you should be that afraid to play it, honestly.
Right. Okay. What would you like to see in a new KOF game?
I talked about this like recently with a friend, but long story short, I want HDs to stay or some kind of stylish, flashy kind of like combo system because I like that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
Because I play Guilty Gear, so that's all that is a lot of that. Um, but I would want to keep that. And whoever the team was that made this game, that's who I want to make the next one. Like whoever this team that made this game, just stay on and keep making these games. Because as of right now, the one that sorry, the one that did KOF 12 was absolutely terrible. So, so we want to keep the team that did the right thing. And honestly, I tried to break KOF 13 system so many times. We tried all kinds of retarded theory fighter things, and the system won't allow you to get away with nonsense. So we've got away with certain things. We came up with some really creative ways of like hit confirming and stuff like that, but tech that we still haven't revealed until this day. But it's like most of it is really, really hard. It's really hard to break that game. It's really hard to break that game. I think the the how well a game did or how well a game was made is on the merit of how easy it is to take apart the game.
Yeah, yeah,
And KOF is not easy to take apart. They really thought about what they were doing.
yeah.
They really thought what they were about to do.
Word,
Whoever those guys were, they're geniuses.
word. Okay. Want to talk a little bit about tournaments, man. if you can remember, what are your KOF 13 like tournament like placings and results?
I I in majors, I haven't gotten anything less than top eight since like uh last NEC. Well, hold on. Let me try to go more recent. Most locals I usually get second because I lose to Pachu in grand finals. I probably fought him about 20 times in grand finals. I probably um I've won about three or I've won like three tournaments, three locals. I've I got fifth place at Apex. I
Okay.
got fifth at DTN. And then I think I got fifth place again at NEC the last year. Wait, no. I think no, I didn't get out of my pool on that one. I think. I think that's one of my that NEC I didn't get out of my pool. Um, Before that, NEC, I'm trying to think. I usually get in majors about fifth. The highest I usually get is about fifth place. Honestly, I usually always end up. I've been the fifth place warrior for a little while.
Nah.
In majors. Trying trying to beat that out. Guilty Gear I've been placing really well, but not so much KOF. KOF is fifth. Locals I usually don't. I usually always place. Never. I usually get second because I lose to Pacha, but um, that's about it. Like TSB, I will, yeah. Countless tournaments I've been in, but most of them either I get first or second. Either I get first or second, or and majors I get fifth.
Right. Okay.
Like, yeah,
All right, cool.
never winning.
Before a tournament, I remember I asked you, how you were like preparing for, NEC 15. But before a tournament, do you like watch any like match videos or anything of like maybe people that might be showing up or match videos of your own or like what's your like your study material for like a major tournament?
I usually watch people that play the characters I play, so I watch Fox, um, Fox, Dune, Lacid, because Dune and Lacid are probably the best Kyo players. Lacid's my favorite. Fox has a great karate and chin.
Hmm.
I think mine is better than his though. Uh, like, and I like Taquito. Taquito's chin's really good. I like who else do I like watching? Tom Sawyer, Will Tupac is good, and Salem's all right. I like the French. I like how the French play.
Yeah.
They're usually pretty innovative. I like how I like Freenell and the and the Mexican players that I really like watching is Huevo, Mysterio, and Guerrero, Kula, yeah, Lala.
Hmm.
Oh, all of them. Koopa. I like watching all of them. Anything that comes out recently, I've been watching. I was actually watching Huevo versus someone in grand finals at this last tournament. I don't know how to say it. It was Melip Lepas
Oh,
tournament.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just watched that tournament recently. That was pretty good.
Oh, word. What do
Yeah.
you try to notice when you watch?
I usually neutral game,
Okay.
neutral. Or if there's something I don't understand while they're doing it, I'll try to break it down and just try to understand it. I usually watch the neutral game and Oki and the setups, safe jump setups. but my big thing is neutral because I want to because that game's neutral is so important. It's ridiculous. Not to say that neutral is not important in other games, but if you don't have a strong neutral game, you're guaranteed to lose. You're guaranteed
Right.
without fail. So I always try to look that up, try to see what I'm doing wrong. How can I get better? What can I do differently?
Right. Okay. When you're at a tournament, like a major, like what do you like to do while you're there, man, to kind of make sure you're learning, like, everything from your
I
experience?
usually play, I usually play casuals on Friday if it's like a day tournament, like it's a major. I go on Friday. I usually play. Friday night I usually get drunk.
Word.
Saturday Saturday I usually have a hangover. Um, but I'm still kind of drinking still throughout the day. Um, yeah, I'm still kind of drinking. So I usually go into the tournament more loosened up if I drink a little bit,
Yeah.
and I usually perform better. I We had a team tournament. I had a team tournament with Liston. Liston and I were like hung over from the night before. We went to the tournament, and we didn't even know they was gonna have a team tournament. But they did it the way I like they do. Like I like when they do it. They did it two-player Waseda style. I think KOF should only be played like that when it's teams,
Mm,
honestly.
okay.
Um, but it was like yes, two-player Waseda style. Listening wasn't playing too hot, but I was playing really awesome because I didn't have any fear. I just kind of did everything I wanted to do, and people were kind of like taken aback by that. So that really kind of that really helped me out. Um, I beat James Jr. in the tournament like pretty bad because of that.
Wait, wait,
I don't
wait,
think
which
I
one?
don't think it was like a team tournament.
Oh, okay.
Uh, yeah, he was on teams with Dynasty and not to give credit, James Jr. is a really good player. I played him a set beforehand so I could get an idea of how he plays. Um, and he was beating me mostly in the casuals, but I'm just trying to get information. So I kind of used that to my benefit when I played him in the tournament. It feels kind of underhanded to do that, but it worked out in my favor. He's a really good player, though.
Hmm.
Don't get me wrong. He's a
Oh
really
yeah.
good player.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, and that tournament I lost to the same guy that I lost to in the bracket, and it was a guy named Game Wizard. Um, I'm not losing to him again. Make sure. Yeah, so yeah, that's about it. Like, um, but I usually drink sometimes, but usually I try to keep myself calm. I get really pumped up, when I play. So sometimes drinking helps sometimes.
All right. Okay. So after a major, man, like what do you like to do, man? Like, are you kind of burnt out after a major? Are you pumped up and want to play some more? Do you like, you trying to like figure out like maybe how you did if you lost or if you won or something like that? Like, what do you like to do after the tournament is over when you get
Uh,
back
I,
home?
I usually like to assess why I lost
Yeah.
and then make sure that's not a problem anymore. Also, um, I usually talk over like while we the trip back home. Usually the tournaments I go to is mostly the Philly ones.
Yeah.
Uh, so what I do is while we're driving back home, we'll talk about how we lost, why we lost, and what we should do next time. What's the easiest answers for this? We'll talk to each other. We just have kind of like a sit down, and then when I get home, I go straight to the lab almost immediately, and then work out some things, and then the next casuals is usually a lot more interesting because we come up with some different things and different answers for situations.
All right. Okay. All right, that makes sense. Um, Wait, how far out have you traveled for tournaments? out of your
For
area?
KOF, not that far, honestly. The farthest I've played is Philly, but I went to Evo for Guilty Gear. And funny, I brought up the fifth place thing because I got fifth at Evo for Guilty Gear.
Oh, okay. How many people?
I don't know. I think it was like 60 something or
Oh, wow,
50.
man. That's pretty
Yeah,
good, dude.
yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I wasn't happy. If I'm
Uh,
not winning, I'm not happy.
okay,
So
okay, okay.
the, I'm using them. I'm not happy until I won. That's just me. It's not, I'm just a lot more harder on myself than everyone else. So yeah, um, for KOF, not that far. For other games, very far.
Right, okay. Um, what advice do you have for someone that wants to travel, you know, out of state, out of their, or even out of their like region because you went to Evo for fighting games? Like, what things do you think they should do to make sure that they have a good experience going there and coming back?
I think you should go with friends. I went alone, uh, but my friends were there, so I had fun. But you should definitely find, at least one cool friend to go with that you could chill with, not just playing video games, but like you could go to the club with or, you
Yeah,
know, just chill with on a regular basis. Training partner. Uh, so that you guys could both get a perspective on why each other may have lost or may have won or may have understood this or what, you know. And yeah, just go with, I think you should just go with a friend if you plan on going far. You guys can talk, chalk it up next time you talk about it.
all right, okay. Oh, yo, what tournament stream from from now to whenever you started checking out streams for KOF 13 did you really like, what I'm saying, that you was just like watching and you were just like really hyped for? Because I remember you talked about SBO, but what tournament like after that you like?
I watched, I think it was Stun Hack, or Dream Hack? No, Stunfest. Stunfest in France.
Oh, okay, okay.
Stunfest in France was so cool. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I watched almost the whole thing, and then I watched the whole, when they had the 2v2 tournament afterwards, I watched that whole thing too. And it was amazing. It was amazing fights. Even after months later, I would still watch it. Like, I'll still go back and watch it on YouTube and look at it. It was amazing. That was like one of the things I was really hyped about. Mix Up Night is really good. Honestly though, I'm really not good with streams. I don't watch them that often.
Okay.
I, I really am kind of lucky in that sense. But I but Mix Up Night was really good. SBO really got me into it. I really enjoyed Sunfest. Most of the tournaments that happen in France, I love them. Anytime there's a tournament in Mexico and we're not doing anything, and I love watching those. I love how Japan plays.
Mm.
I love how Korea plays. They all have their own sense of style to them that I really think is cool. Uh, Kore- Koreans are very technical on the neutral side, I think.
Mm.
Japanese, I think they have a very strong overall game, but they always have some interesting stuff. Japanese player Ogosho really helped me with my chin play in the beginning, and yeah, yeah, that's about it.
Okay. All right. Well, what do you think about the East Coast KOF scene compared to maybe like the West Coast or the Midwest or certain areas in the South, as far as like comparing, their gameplay and like how active their scenes are. Like how do you feel about East Coast compared to other scenes of KOF?
Um, this might get a little too real, but I think is better than everyone except for SoCal. I think New York, especially, we have some ridiculous players, and I would be more than willing to, if we had our five best, anybody's five best, we'd come out on top, except for SoCal, probably. I think. I don't think we're ready for SoCal just yet, but everybody else, definitely. NorCal, Midwest, Texas, I think we take anybody.
Mm, okay. All right, cool, man. Speaking about that, man, which players would you like to see come out to NEC 15 in December?
Um, I would like to see more. Reynolds and I had a good back and forth. We didn't get to talk much, but no, we got to talk a little bit even after he left. But I like to see him again. He was a really cool guy.
Yeah.
Um, I never got a chance to play Ricky Diaz or Louis Cha. I always wanted to play them. I enjoy playing Romance. He's a really solid player. I love his style.
Yeah.
He's very strong neutral wise. Uh, well, I want to play King River because I heard he's a little loose with the mouth. So I want to find out how good he actually is. Uh, who else? And from a lot of North Carolina guys. I heard like North Carolina is probably one of the only other places that like I really respect their play. They're really good. North Carolina overall is a really good set of players. Chicago has some good players. I like Mario.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted Mario to come out. Mario's cool as shit. I
Yeah.
love playing.
Yeah, yeah,
I
he's
love
a
showing.
trip. He's a trip, that man. He's one of my favorite people to, just to chop it up, you know what I'm saying, like in person with, you know.
Yeah, yeah. He's cool. He's cool as rain. Like I love talking to him. I love showing him. He's really a nice guy.
Word.
Um, I want to meet Soul Chris because supposedly he said something pretty funny that I don't that he said Dulon versus Mr. Karate is an 8-2 matchup in Dulon's favor, which I thought was hilarious.
Oh, you didn't agree with that?
Oh hell no, I don't agree with that.
All
That's
right,
one of the dumbest things
why,
in the world.
why, why?
Because Karate has no overt weaknesses. He has no overt weaknesses. He has no real um, weaknesses to his game. There's no one who beats him. I think he only has even matches or better. And Dulon can't. Most of Dulon's options on wake up can be thrown. 90% can be thrown. If he does super, he can get himself killed. Easy. And then, like, his other options are not that great. If I just doing just doing walk up D or walk up C. Let's give an example.
Mm,
Keo. If I do walk up C with Keo to throw, right? If he jumps back in any direction, he's getting clipped with the jump C, with the stand C,
mm,
right? If he tries to teleport out, he gets thrown, right? The only option he has after that is super. Really, literally the only option he really owns is super, and those are not even that smart, honestly.
mm,
So, like, with karate, almost the same exact thing. If I walk up D, if he jumps back, he's gonna get clipped by a stand D. If he doesn't, and he's basing it, I don't know what karate he's playing or basing that off of, but I think it's nonsense. I think it's actually nonsense. And if he does the leg, I don't know what the move is called, but the 4B with Dulong when he does if he count if one person if he gets right once, with karate and EX to counter that. They're gonna lose like more than half life. There's
Hmm.
too much. Not to say I'm picking it apart, and I'm not doing. I mean, not be doing a great job at it, but regardless, the point stays the same. He doesn't. He can't just beat out all of his options. Like Mr. Karate has way too many options to be being blown out 8-2 by Duan. Doesn't make sense.
Hmm. Do you think maybe um, some people might think karate is at a disadvantage because of Dulong's reach?
Like I say about anybody, you can say about anybody.
Oh, I mean, because
Duan
no,
has the
'cause-
best reach in the game.
yeah, no, no, he does, yeah, yeah, but I mean, because like Mr. Karate, like his reach is pretty small, man. You know what I'm saying, compared to other
Oh,
characters. You know what I'm saying?
no, I agree. But then shouldn't it be 8-2 against a lot more people then? Like it should be 8-2 against a lot more people than karate, as as opposed to just specifically karate is 8-2. Like I think that small issue, that issue, he fights characters that have way longer reach than him, and he can come out on top. Why can he come out on top against Hua, who has Hua has way better normals than karate? Why
Hmm.
doesn't Hua beat out him 8-2?
Hmm.
Or why doesn't um why doesn't other people be why isn't it counted as 8-2 against everyone else? Like that doesn't add up. I don't think it adds up, honestly.
All right. Okay. All right. Um. Damn. What else I was gonna ask? Well, you know what? I think that's about it, man. As far as questions from me, man. Yeah. Do you have any like kind of extra advice to give to people, regarding KOF 13 gameplay wise or community wise that you want to share or that you like have on your mind before we get up out here?
Um, you know what? I'm thinking about it now, and I'm coming up with somewhat of a blank. I'll probably kick myself later because it'll be like a really good point that I would try to probably convey. But regardless, I think as a community, I think people should just come out. Really, just keep the game going. I really love the game, and I think for the people that think it's too hard, just you should try it out. You should try it out long enough to find out if it's not your game.
All right.
And it's not, then it's not. If it is, then you should try it. I think you should play a game at least a month before you decide like this game's never gonna work out for me. That's my personal opinion. You know, Maybe a month is too long for people. I even played Blaze Blue for like a month, and I hate that game. So, but yeah, I love it. I love KOF. I think everyone should play, and for the guys that have been playing, just keep it going, keep going with the tech and all that stuff. But more importantly than that, just have fun. Hopefully the next one is just as good as this one.
Yeah, me too.
Keep playing, keep playing, keep playing.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, man, are you interested in trying out the UM games that's coming out for Steam?
I'll try them out only because people keep beating me up about not playing them, the past ones. So I might as well try them out now.
Word.
I might as well.
Okay.
Uh, that's about it. I'll try it out.
All right.
I don't know how much I like it, but yeah. I didn't actually like the older KOFs because it was too hard to do combos, but I kind of sucked at combos back then, so
Oh.
that's that was a big factor in it,
Okay.
honestly.
I see. Okay. All right. Cool, man. All right. Well, before we get out here, man, we're gonna do the normal of the show, the hitbox uh, of the show. Then we'll do some shout outs. So Yeah, 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 man.
Okay.
Let me set it up real quick. All right. All right. Okay, now this is Shin's crouching heavy punch, crouch C. And this is the first part of it right here. Can you see that from your end?
Shin's crouching. See?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay. And this is the second part right here. And that's kind of crazy because like you see the actual hitbox is inside of the hurt box, which is kind of crazy. And then there's another part right here. Well, hmm, I don't know. That seems kind of weird that the hitbox is gone. I don't know. Maybe that's the last part, but
Can you make it bigger?
oh oh shit, damn it. Oh, let me try. I could try to zoom in. Oh no, that's zooming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I can, man. They're kind of like bringing me back.
No, I get the general gist. It looks pretty skinny.
It is, man, and plus like the fact that the hitbox is in the freaking hurt box. I mean, it's not like that in the beginning. As you see right here, the hitbox is a little out right here in red.
Hmm.
But I mean, overall, I think it's a good ground anti-air. It just, I mean, it comes out pretty fast, but I mean, just that part can kind of make it trade. And plus, like, it's straight up in the air too. It's like it's not much of a kind of a curve, you know.
Yeah, yeah, I kind of bait that. I usually kind of bait it out with like an empty hop jump.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Oh, damn, is that skinny?
Yes, that's gonna.
Word. Okay, cool, man. All right. Well, that was the normal of the episode of the show. Shins jump, excuse me, crouch C, crouch heavy punch. All right, cool, man. Well, you have any shout outs you want to throw in the air, man, for everybody?
Yeah. Shouts to TSB guys. Um, Definitely Dino. We got shouts to Pachu, DXD, Garo Mike. Um, Shouts to Leon. I just met him. Super Arcade in the Bronx.
Hmm.
Asked to come out and play. We started trying to play at least by every Saturday. Uh, Shouts to Chaz, minus Dono. One of my training partners, minus, and listen to Prince. Also, who else? Shouts to Josh. He's the one that really made New York City really push, to get better. Um, and Zach and a few others. And my boy Stefan,
Hmm.
because we used to play with his house for a while. And thanks to Dream Cancel for noticing me.
Oh, for sure, man. You're welcome, man. All right, and yeah, my shout outs. Well, first and foremost, we gotta give a shout out to these shirts. This one's $12, and this one right here is 11.50. Do you have a shirt, man?
Nah, it seems like I have to get one now.
Okay, all right, cool, cool, cool. You know what, man? Um, if I get enough bread, I might throw like you know 2 or 3 shirts for NEC.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I might throw that in maybe as like if it's a raffle or maybe like top 3 or something, or bottom three. You get a
Yeah, at least.
that'd be funny as hell. The bottom um the bottom players or whatever, last place get a prize or something. Nah.
Yeah,
We'll,
that's actually pretty funny. I think you should do
I don't know I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I mean, because I mean you can't really reward somebody for
that.
playing like ass. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
But I don't know. Maybe like a raffle or like a random person that enters will probably work. Yeah, they'll probably work. Oh,
okay.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Shout outs to Team Chaos. Shout outs to SLR Rosarito in Mexico. Team SLR. Big ups to Kings of Colorado. Kings of Co. Big ups to Zero Black from Chile. Download the Chatwing app to chat with us on Dream Cancel on your smartphone, and also download Tapatalk for you can view the forums on your phone as well, which is pretty cool. And you can also download the KF13 Frame Data app made by Signed by R from France. Big ups. Big ups to the KOF13 hitbox.blogspot.com where we show the normal of the show from. People's out in Korea. Big ups to them. Good work. King of Fighters 98 Ultimate Match Final Edition coming out on Steam next month in November. Can't wait for that. Also, King of Fighters 2K2 2002 Unlimited Match coming out in December for Steam. I can't wait for that. Oh yeah, next week, the 10th, the Fall Classic is going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina. So yeah, that's October 10th. Oh wait, I'll do that next. Naptown Clutch, uh, 5. No, 4, excuse me. And this is going to be in Indianapolis, and ooh man, it's blurry on my end. November 15th, I think. Yeah, I think that's November 15th. Let me zoom in, man, cause yeah, that's right, November 15th. All right, I was right. Okay, and in December 5th. In Philly, NEC 15, man, 21, $100 pot bonus free tournament for Kill of 13, man. It's going down, dude. And I know we're probably gonna do a podcast sometime before that tournament, and I know it's gonna be hype, and I know this tournament is gonna be hype too. So go ahead and register. The tournament does have a cap at 62 people. So go ahead and check that out. You can probably find more information if you just type it in on Google, Northeast Championships or BiggieGaming.com. And yeah, that's about it. I want to thank everybody um, for listening. This is our 30th episode of Dream Cancel Live. As I stated before, we don't really have like a set time anymore of when we podcast or go live. We just go on whenever we feel like it. So just stay tuned on like Google Plus. We've been kind of communicating with people as far as who wants to watch the show or who will watch the show at a particular time, and also check us out on Facebook, on Twitter, and most importantly on DreamCancel.com, and also check out the forums and check out our wiki. And next episode, don't know what we're going to be talking about. We got kind of a bunch of topics kind of in the air. So just stay tuned and just kind of just like keep playing KOF. All right.
one last thing.
What's up, man? Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
One last thing. I would like to see Team Chaos come to that's another people a set of people I would really like to see come. Team Chaos and Colorado.
Oh
I
yeah.
forgot about that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that would be dope, man. That'll make the
Throw
tournament
that out there.
extremely stacked. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Team Chaos and Kings of Cole, man. See if y'all could come out to NEC 15. All right. Well, that's about
Yeah,
it. Again,
definitely.
yeah, just stay tuned and we'll be back whenever. All right. Peace.